Unit 5. Buying and Selling. Keywords: production, distribution, profit, wholesale, retail, consumer, dealer, marketing, competition, promotion, bargain, offer, bid. Buying and selling.
Many people use currency for ordinary, everyday buying or selling, although more and more people use checks and credit cards. Buying and selling is the basis for the world of business. A simple description of business is the production, distribution, and sale of goods and services for a profit. In other words, business is based on selling the product at a price that is higher than the cost of making and delivering the product or goods. There are two kinds of sales: wholesale and retail. In wholesale trade, a producer sells large quantities of his product to retailers, store owners, for example, and the retailers sell the product in smaller amounts to individual consumers. In the auto industry, for example, the manufacturer of the car sells it wholesale to a retailer, called a dealer in the auto industry, who in turn charges a higher price and sells the car to a customer. Both the wholesaler and the retailer hope to make a profit from their transactions. A very important part of contemporary business is marketing. Marketing is important because businesses are in competition with each other to sell their products to customers. It is obvious that it is important to get and maintain a market share that will allow a company to be competitive and make a profit. Marketing influences the entire business cycle, from production to sales, and in recent years, the promotion of the product, especially in advertisements, has become a very important operation. In the final act, when buyer and seller are face-to-face, most sales are based on a fixed price. However, some transactions, especially those for very expensive items such as houses and automobiles, are done through bargaining, in which the buyer can make an offer that is below the asking price. Sometimes in private sales, where an individual might be selling a used refrigerator, the buyer and seller may also bargain. In another kind of sales transaction, especially when a government is purchasing goods or services, the buyer asks for competitive bids, and several suppliers each make a bid for a contract to supply the goods or services. The lowest bidder, of course, gets the contract. In a somewhat similar situation, a person or business may sell something by auction. In an auction, the seller asks buyers to make a bid, and the highest bid gets the product. As the auctioneer says, going, gone, which means the sale is completed.